Hey guys, welcome to day 5 of this 5-day challenge. My name is Simon Keane and today we're talking about knowing your game. So knowing your strengths and weaknesses and knowing where you can improve, where you're really good at in the game and what you can do to get better. Now this comes down to a lot of things. There's quite a range that we can go into. So today we're going to talk about knowing your game as a batsman, and especially as a bowler. This applies to you absolutely, and then definitely as a wicketkeeper and a fieldsman, knowing your game as to where the ball is pitched, as to what you can play. So for example, I'm a left-handed batter. I know as a right-handed bowler bowls across me, if it gets wide I can cut, or I can square cut on the front foot, and I'm really good at cutting. So I know if it gets there I can play that shot. So I can really just wait for those bad balls to play those shots. Now I know that I'm not as good at cover driving the ball nice and straight early in my innings, because if the ball goes across I'm likely to nick it and get caught behind. So early in my innings I'm not going to drive. I'm going to wait for anything short, I'm going to cut it, or anything really wide I'm going to square cut it, and I'm really good off my pads, so I know if anything comes straight I'm going to work it to the leg side, look for the singles. So anything that's a good length, outside off stump, nice and straight, targeting that off stump area, I'm going to let it go until I get set, and then I'm going to maybe start to look for singles, and then later on when I'm playing well I'm going to start to look for cover drives like that. But early in my innings I'm going to just wait for anything on my pads and anything I can cut. Now I know as a bowler, when I'm coming in to bowl, I really want to try and hit that deck nice and hard. I'm really good at hitting the deck hard, so I'm going to run in and going to hit that deck nice and hard until I get comfortable, and then I can start to work out how can I get this batter out. I'm going to maybe try and set him up with a couple of in-swingers, and then maybe try and push one across him, something like that. So you know your game, and then even as a 2020 player, as a 2020 bowler, in the back end of the innings where they're going after you, know exactly what sort of ball you can bowl to get them off strike, or to get a dot ball, or to finish off the over, all those sorts of things. So really understanding who you are as a cricketer, what you're really good at, and then there might be, okay, well now I know that I'm not so good playing that shot, how can I get better at that? I can get better at letting the ball go, knowing where my off stump is. I can get better at playing the right ball, waiting to really fall up into the crease for me to drive. I can actually practice my cover drives to an out-swinging ball. All those sorts of things, I can get better at what I'm not good at. But you don't know what you don't know, and if you don't have any clarity as to what sort of player you are, it makes it very hard when you go out into the game to have a game plan. If I walked out there and I didn't know that I was a good cutter, and I got a cut shot and I didn't play it, I missed out on an opportunity, and it gives the bowler an upper hand, and they start to get confidence because I'm not scoring, and it really sort of sets it up. And then I might play a cover drive because I'm looking to score because I didn't score off that cut shot, and then all of a sudden I'm out and I didn't know my game, I didn't stick to my plan. Now that's a cricket example, that's a specific cricket example of knowing your game and knowing your strengths and weaknesses. Now you're also, cricket is a well-rounded game. So to do well, you got to have good beliefs, you got to have a good self-image, you got to understand fear, you got to do all that sort of stuff. You got to know the mindset. So that's one part. So am I good at that? Do I understand that? Can I concentrate? Can I focus? Am I good at breathing? And then the next one is about the body. So am I fit? Am I strong? Am I weak? I'm not flexible? All these sorts of things where, okay, I understand that sort of stuff now. I need to get better at my flexibility. And then once you've sort of made this plan as to what sort of player you are and what it is, you want to expand your strengths, and you want to sort of work on those weaknesses and bring those up. Now, you want to understand that you don't want to spend, you want to spend a good portion of your time at training working on every aspect, and you don't want to be, just becoming really flexible and really flexible, and then not working on your strengths as well, on your strength as actual strength in the gym. And you want to be, you want to be nice and fit, but you also want to work on your power. You want to be a good cover driver, but you want to keep on top of off your pads and your cut shots. You've got a good hit the deck hard ball as a bowler, but you need to work on that off cutter. So you need to be able to have all these strengths and weaknesses down, work out which ones you need to improve, which ones are going to give you the biggest growth. So for example, if I'm really good off a cut shot, and then I'm not so good off a pull shot, but I need to work on my forward defense. Your forward defense probably takes more time, like that's probably more important than playing that pull shot. So you work on that forward defense until you get that right, then you work on your pull shot. So really understanding, putting them down in value, so which one's most important, and then working through that way. So what we want you to do in today's challenge is to write down your strengths and weaknesses. The biggest thing that you can do as a cricketer is to understand where you're at. The first thing that you should be doing is understanding where you're at and where you need to go. We've spoken about goals and habits, and you need to understand exactly where you're at and then know your strengths and weaknesses to help you get there, and then how can we improve that. Talk to some specialists, talk to some mentors, really work out, nut out a plan for you to get better and to play better. And we hope this helps you guys. Really enjoy this challenge.